Once there was a teenage boy who loved cars and his name was Ash.
He took a part-time job in a local mechanics workshop.
And most of the time was spent sweeping, cleaning and making coffee for his boss, Mr. Burns. Sometimes Mr. Burns' granddaughter Robin would come into the workshop. Ash really liked being around her but was always too shy to admit it.
Mr. Burns was strict but fair and believed in hard work and honesty. He would always make Ash polish every inch of every car in the workshop by hand.
Mr. Burns, isn't there an easier way to do this?
Well, Ash, in life, there's always an easier way, but that's not always the right way.
It was Ash's dream to one day own a car of his own.
Each week he would put his earnings into a special box marked savings. On that box he pasted a picture of an eagle which reminded him of his most favourite car, his dream car, a 72 Firebird.
One day, a car appeared in the workshop that was covered in grease and grime.
Ash, go get started on that car. It won't clean itself.
Ash polished the car all day and well into the afternoon.
He kept polishing long after Mrs. Burns had left for the day.
And as the sun set through the workshop window,
Across the bonnet of the car, the image of a fiery eagle had emerged. The car was a Firebird.
Hey, what are you doing?
Look, crossed your old bone, toy boy.
Pull your head back in, maggot, before we rearrange it.
Get out of here or I'll call the cops.
We'll be long gone before they get here. Meanwhile, tell your boyfriend Burns his shop's finished. My old man owns this land and Burns is late on rent. Looks like you'll have to go do some sweeping somewhere else.
What's that rig you got sitting inside there?
One of the gang has spotted the Firebird.
Firebird, eh? Not bad. A car like that might make my old man pretty happy. Maybe even happy enough to forget all about Burns' little problem. Tell you what, you bring that car out to the end of Highway 4 this time tomorrow night, and maybe we can work out a way to make Burns' debt disappear.
Like magic.
The gang screeched away in a billowing cloud of smoke and rubber.
Ash quizzed Mr. Burns about his troubles.
Mr. Burns, is everything okay? With the business, I mean.
Sure, son, everything's fine. Why are you asking?
No reason.
Hi, Ash.
Hi, what brings you down here?
Oh, I'm just here to check on my grandpa. I'm really worried about him at the moment.
How come?
Well, there's some men putting pressure on him to quit and...
It's okay, Robin. I'm sure things will work out.
Time to pack up there, Ash.
It's okay. You head home, Mr. Burns. I can close up.
Working late again, eh? Well, my boy, that's how you'll succeed in life. By working hard. Make sure you lock up the keys to the old Firebird now.
For sure, Mr. Burns.
As Mr. Burns walked out into the night, Ash eyed the keys to the Firebird dangling from the office door. He had come up with a plan.
Ash checked his watch, 12 midnight exact, as he sat inside the Firebird alone out on Highway 4.
Suddenly headlights appeared in the distance. The Ford gang were approaching.
So you showed, eh, maggot? We were expecting to drive out here for nothing.
I got a deal for you.
Ash was scared but tried his best to be firm.
Let's race back down to town. You're Cobra against this Firebird. You win, it's yours. I win, and you and your old man leave Mr. Burns in the workshop alone. For good.
A race, eh? You've sure got some nerve, maggot. This thing will be back to town before you get out of park. I'll even have time to kiss Burns' granddaughter goodnight for you.
Let's do it then.
The front end of the Firebird was badly damaged. There was no way Ash would be able to take it back to the workshop without being caught out.
Panicking, he hid the car behind a cluster of thick trees at the edge of town and trudged home.
So there's no sign of break-in anywhere? The car can't have just driven itself out?
I don't know how it happened. Ash was the last to lock up, but he's an honest kid. There's no way he'd be involved.
Well, there's been reports of 2 cars racing down Highway 4 last night. One of them was that bloody Ford gang, apparently. Wouldn't surprise me if they've got something to do with it.
Is everything okay, Mr. Burns?
Ash, the Firebird's been stolen. Those damn Ford punks, I reckon. Did you see anything last night?
No, not at all.
Ash felt a terrible guilt start to bubble up inside him. He was scared.
I was going to sell that Firebird, Ash. The money was going to go towards getting the workshop back on its feet. Now I'm afraid we'll be in serious trouble.
Well, whoever stole it will be in even more serious trouble when we find them.
All day, Ash felt sick with guilt.
Mr. Burns, I don't feel so well. I might head home early.
No worries, Ash. Do you need a lift?
No, I think I'll walk. Thanks anyway.
Ash walked and walked, but nothing could shake the feeling of guilt that hovered over him.
Suddenly, a huge shadow passed overhead.
Above, the silhouette of a huge eagle cut across the sky. It seemed to be beckoning him to follow. It circled over a cluster of large trees where Ash had hidden the Firebird. As he uncovered the car, he thought of all the trouble he had caused. Perhaps he could run away. That would be easy.
Then Mr. Burns' words echoed in his ears.
In life, there's always an easier way, but that's not always the right way.
Ash knew what he had to do.
Sure, I'll come down right now. Come on, Robin. The police say they've found the Firebird.
We believe this young man has a confession to make, Mr. Burns.
Ash?
It was me who took the Firebird. I thought I could help keep the workshop going, but things just got out of hand and...
Well, thank heavens you weren't hurt, Ash.
Thankfully no one was hurt, but there's still a fair bit of damage to the car.
I can help fix that.
Ash produced his savings box, the one with the eagle on the lid.
There should be enough here to repair the damage, Mr. Burns. Plus, I can work extra hours if need be.
Okay then, Ash. Perhaps we can still save the workshop.
Speaking of which, your confession saved my boy from jail. As thanks, I'm willing to extend your rent deadline another month, if that helps.
That'll give us plenty of time to sell the Firebird.
Ash left the police station. The guilt that had weighed him down all day had disappeared.
He felt free again.
So, I guess you hate me now.
Don't be silly, Ash. You made a big mistake, but you've owned up to it, and that's all that matters.
Well, I had some help.